Hello, my beautiful souls. So I switched rooms today. As you guys know, I stay in like a hostel community. Well, a hostel. I stay at a hostel. It sounded kind of funny. But yeah, I switched rooms, and this room's pretty dope. I get it to myself though. And I love it, and I love being a part of a community. And if you're new to this space, my name's Hannah Love, and I'm a master psychic and master healer and a coach, and I absolutely love to fucking help 6- and 7-figure business coaches, spiritual coaches, and celebrities master their healing abilities and their psychic abilities so they can impact the masses at the highest level of unconditional love and healing and psychic mastery. And today's going to be a quick live. I've been doing a challenge. It was 30 days. I was going to go live every day for October, but I decided that I'm going to go every single day until the end of the year. And I'm also doing a 21-day raw cleanse, so raw veggies, raw fruits, raw proteins like nuts and protein drinks and so forth that are, of course, raw and organic. So lots of cleansing, lots of upgrading is happening. So much release, so much healing is going on within myself, but even in my external reality, and lots of structure is being built. Even more structure is being built, and changes are happening within the hostel too that I'm staying in. So lots of changes happening. And hello. And there's something in this book that I wanted to share today that's super powerful. And I just asked the divine today because I had challenges that came up today. But I look at as challenges as signs or as ways for me to grow and to expand and to learn and to further my mastery. So I don't see challenges as a negative thing or a bad thing. But I had some challenges today, and so I was doing some meditation and self-reflection quite a bit, really all day, in between client calls. So I had lots of client calls too, and a lot of my clients had similar beliefs come up, and I asked the divine, okay, well, what is something that I can share in my live today that just deeply resonates with myself and the collective. So there's this book called U Squared. I absolutely love this book. This book is fucking amazing. It's literally just a short book, but the messages in this are holy fuck life-changing. Hello everybody, and they're extremely powerful. So I really want to share one with you. And just remember that as you continue to up-level, instead of seeing growth, or instead of when we are changing and up-leveling and growing and expanding, that if challenges do arise, looking at it as, okay, cool, here's a challenge, I wonder how I can make this easier for myself, or what are the lessons that I'm learning in this? Because instead of seeing a challenge as something negative or something bad, or oh my god, I'm doing something wrong, or there must be something wrong with me because I had this challenge that came up, instead of judging it, just asking, like, what am I learning from this? And it helps us get more clear on what we want to manifest and what we don't want to manifest. So when we have challenges that come up, being like, oh, okay, cool, that's interesting that I manifested this. I wonder how I can, release this pattern, or maybe a limited belief or a fear that I had arose, and that's why this challenge manifested in my reality. So how can I shift the energy? How can I shift my mindset and my perspective and release the challenges with ease, joy, and glory, and look at challenges as a blessing instead of it being hard, or challenges needing to be complicated, or feeling uncomfortable. Because I don't know if you ever hear this, but I hear this so much, especially in the coaching industry. A lot of coaches, when they're up-leveling or when they're growing and expanding, they get sick, or they're like, they're like, oh, well, I know when I get a flu or when I get sick, that means I'm up-leveling, that means I'm growing and expanding. But what if, because this is also something that I experienced too within my reality, what if you could up-level and you could grow and you could expand and release anything that is not of your highest with ease, joy, and glory without getting sick or without it hurting you or without it being more complicated than it has to? And there's nothing wrong with getting hurt. Sometimes we do get hurt, and that's, it's a part of the human experience sometimes. But what if when we grow and we up-level and we evolve, we don't have to get sick, we don't have to have complications, and we don't even have to have challenges for that matter, but even at the same time shifting our perspective of what challenges mean, and challenges can just mean, and we can just perceive challenges as opportunities for us to grow and for us to really own what we want to manifest in our reality. And be like, oh, okay, well, this is a challenge. This just means I'm learning blank X, Y, and Z from this, and now I can choose a different story. I can choose to shift my thoughts, feelings, vibrations. Maybe this means that I just need to do some more subconscious healing or some other healing modalities. So challenges are just ways for us to expand and to grow, and we can expand and grow with ease, joy, and glory. And I wanted to share this this part in the book that I think it was this one. Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna share with you from U Squared the book. When I was thinking about challenges, and I was thinking about the perception that I have of challenges itself, and about how my clients and other people perceive challenges. And I came to this page in the book, and I wanted to share it with you. So it is, trust in the power of pursuit. You've dreamed many dreams that were yours for the taking. Most people confuse wishing and wanting with pursuing. In fact, almost all of them were well within your reach. Even now, most of what you dream of can be yours. The simple secret is the seeking, pursuit. Dreams begin to crystallize into reality when they are pursued. The world behaves differently when you actually take action to go after what you want. You wish you could be starts becoming. The dream moves in your direction, begins to come to you even as you reach for it. Consider this. The dreams you have realized in life are those which you actively sought. That which you have achieved is what you decided to go for in one way or another. You can think positively all day long, all year, but positive action is what counts. Wishing, longing, wanting, desiring, these are not the same as pursuing a dream. These are mental states and can play an important role in the process of becoming U Squared, but they are essentially passive. Pursuit, on the other hand, is active. Reaching for your dream is behaving, moving, and it shortens the distance between you and your desired objective. Most people confuse wishing and wanting with pursuing. Their desire for a dream may be desperate and deep, but when that desire fails to produce, they conclude the dream cannot be theirs. Actually, the only proof they have is that the longing is not enough. The data at hand merely prove that desire alone cannot deliver. Pursuit is what makes the difference. Reaching for what you want alters the odds immediately and drastically of getting it. What you want becomes part of a dynamic exchange with the world and you in partnership when you act and extend yourself toward the dream. U Squared is firmly based on the premise of pursuit. Quantum leaps require you to take the offensive. You cannot achieve exponential gains in your success from a defensive posture. You can't remain in a passive stance and become a quantum jump. You must move on. You must move on the dream. This means you must leave the cover, the safety that goes with merely wishing for something. You must place your trust in action. Ask, seek, knock, and the dream shall be yours. That's from this book called U Squared. It's about making quantum leaps. And when I was asking how to solve this challenge, how to receive clarity, and knowing that it's safe for me to have clarity, when this challenge in my life came up, I came to this page in this book. And I think oftentimes when we do have challenges, we make these stories about ourselves like, oh, because this happened, this means we're a bad person, or we fucked up, or we're unworthy, etc., etc. We make these stories about ourselves. But what if this just means that we can pivot our actions, thoughts, and feelings into better feeling thoughts, feelings, and actions that are aligned with our universe, so we can continue to manifest our desires. And this just means that this is an opportunity for us to heal, and that challenges are opportunity for us to expand our knowledge and our awareness and our wisdom. And that challenges don't actually have to be hard. They can literally be as simple as asking better questions and understanding ourselves more, and that we don't have to beat ourselves up if we don't always know the answer, or if we have a challenge and we start to judge ourselves. When we allow judgment to flood our consciousness, that's when we start identifying with the stories. When we start saying, oh, this must mean I'm this is good or this is bad, that is from a place of ego and not the higher self. The higher self completely detaches from stories and knows that it's infinite. God, unconditional love is God and vice versa, understands and knows that it is infinite, and there's no such thing as duality. There's no judgments, there's no good, there's no bad, there's no right, and there's no wrong. So I invite you to ask yourself, what challenges are in my life right now, and how can I release or make this challenge easy and smooth for me so it doesn't feel like a challenge? Or how can I shift my perspective around challenges and still continue to manifest my dreams? Because just because something may have not, quote unquote, worked the first time doesn't mean it's not going to work a second time. Maybe it just means there's a belief that needs to be shifted, and then once you shift the belief, the thoughts and the feelings will shift, and so will the action that you're going to take in order to achieve that goal. Because just because something works out the first time does not mean it's not going to work out the second time. Maybe there's just some things to be pivoted, and you're learning certain lessons still. So when you understand what you're learning and how you can pivot and make the changes necessary to receive your desires, then that's when your desire starts to flood and to flow to you. And even trusting too that whichever decisions that we make and whatever path we go down is exactly the path that we're meant to be on, otherwise it would never happen in the first place. Hey girl, what's up? So just trusting and leaning into that trust, ask yourself, how can I trust that this challenge right now is teaching me? It's teaching me wisdom, it's teaching me how to grow, how to expand, how to be a leader. Because even in the challenges that we have, we can learn from them and then even relate to other people and be like, hey, I went through this, but since I went through this and I'm sharing the story with you now, here's how you can make the shifts and changes so you don't have to go through this. You know, so you can use your challenges and the things that you go through and you grow through to share with other people and teach other people how to heal themselves and make life easier for themselves. So when I see a challenge, I don't see them as something that's really hard or really complicated. I see it as, ooh, cool, this is a game, and this is a game, this is a chance for me to up level, and it gets to be easy. A challenge doesn't have to be hard. So a lot of people think the word challenge means, you know, it has to be extremely hard and complicated and confusing, and it's like, no, it doesn't. A challenge can be fun. It can be just a way for you to grow and to expand with ease, joy, and glory. And how can you allow yourself to perceive and to believe that challenges are for your highest and best, and that they can be easy, and then they can be fun. And I'm not saying that there's not going to be challenges that you're going to have that are not going to feel hard. Yes, that's very normal, that's a very human thing to experience. But when we do have the awareness of, okay, you know, maybe the challenge we're having is feeling hard, how can I make it easy? So asking yourself better questions. How can I make it easier? How can I make this flow? How can I get alignment with my highest truth so I can continue to manifest my desires, and no matter what I want wants me, and no matter what, it's going to fucking happen. It's going to manifest. Because the subconscious doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's not real. So the more you visualize your desires with ease, joy, and glory, and no matter what, if you continue to visualize your desires and you put a desire out into the world, it's going to come to you no matter what. So how can you make those desires come to you with ease, joy, and glory? And how can you make challenges fun? How can you make it a game? And how can you make it easier for yourself? So that's what I have to share with you guys today. Get the fucking book, U Squared. I've read this multiple times. It's really amazing, and I love to just flip through it when I just have a question from the divine. And I wanted to share with you. So it's amazing. Okay. Bye, guys.